Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Bluegrass Dreams to Seams. This is my sewing channel. My name is Cheryl. Welcome to all of you who are joining me. If this is your first time, I've been doing videos for a few years, growing slowly, um, getting ready to do some complicated things, more complicated than just the general. But we'll kick it off with a remake or a upcycle. That's what you're seeing right here. I'm going to be working on a simple dress next week. It's a Cocoa Bill dress, but after that, there's a couple of tops I've picked out, and I will be doing a fabric manipulation version and an heirloom sewing version. So you'll get to see it two different ways. Where have I been? Well, my husband had to have 2 surgeries. He is doing much better. We get stitches out this Tuesday. I say we because I tell him we're in this together. I mean, whatever happens to you happens to me. Whatever happens to me happens to him. And he's been one of my biggest supporters through some pretty hard times. So now it's my turn to support him. So we have to go through some treatment. He found that hard to believe that I was still using the word we, but I said, I'll sit out front and I'll knit while you're back there with your treatment, and hopefully this takes care of it. I mean, that's what we pray for. So, all right, enough about that. But that if you miss me, it's because I'm just so bogged down with doctors and stuff like that I can't. But I don't foresee that happening now that we're past the 2 surgeries. Okay, so this pattern right here, I had used before to make a really cute kind of boho style top. I had this meshy looking print that just lent itself to be cut apart and utilize all the different looks of that print. And this skirt that I took out of my closet was a rayon. I had purchased it at Elder Beerman years and years ago, and I wore it pretty good the first year, but then after that I kind of slacked off and didn't wear it as much. I think because I just gained more weight and it just didn't look as cute on me, as slimming. I looked, anyway. I decided to recut it because I thought, it's still good fabric. Why not make it into something that I will wear? And so that's what I did. So I took this pattern and I remade it in this rayon print. And I completely flipped this skirt or flipped this fabric. So now you see, this used to be the border print at the bottom of the skirt, and this black and white used to be on the upper part of the skirt. But now they've just flipped locations. And I think it works out really well. I do feel like I did pretty good at getting this centered. I worked pretty hard on that to make sure that it would. It's a little tiny bit off, but not too bad. And the same with the back. I tried to center it. I think I probably did a better job centering it. Our back here does have a center seam, and that is because the skirt back had a center seam. I never even noticed that when I was wearing it. I discovered that when I was trying to cut this out, and I said, wait a minute, there's a center back seam there, and I had to use it. So I went ahead and used that, but they did a pretty good job of lining that up. There's a little bit of it's off, but not too bad. So anyway, I finished hemming this yesterday, kind of just slow about getting some things done. I decided not to do too much about trimming this seam allowance that's on the inside. Normally, you would use this as an overlay. I wanted the longer version, so I just cut it all out of the top. I will probably hand stitch it down in place or something to the lining so that it's not bothering me. So anyway, here's a little video of me laying this out and kind of giving a little discussion about it, and then we'll come back and talk some more. The original skirt hung like this. This was the bottom and this was the top. But I'm thinking about flipping my fabric, since it's my garment, and do it this way, where I would have this at the bottom and this at the top, and then at the yoke I could take advantage of the part that I like. The part of this that I never liked was this bottom part right here. I never really liked it. So I'll save that for something. I hope that helped you understand how I went about laying this out. There are other options, especially for the yolks. You could make a full pattern, and if your paper is kind of transparent, you could line this up much better than I probably did doing what I did. But I just more or less cut out my half, and then I flipped it over on itself, and I used the half that was cut out to get the other half. That helps me line up these better. So I was able to see where it is and get it all in place. Um, and I did the same thing here with this to try to keep this where it would match on the sides. I did the same exact thing. Okay, so yesterday I took a freehand embroidery class. We did a little practice piece where we would look at some pictures and try to do the designs like Lazy Daisy, Chain Stitch, I forget what that's called, the straight one, and then this blanket stitch, which you can see how frustrating that was. I couldn't stay straight. So then I decided, give me a pencil, let me just sketch something out on this piece right here. And so that's what I did. I'm going to take this part off. And the reason I'm going to do that is because it's going to get in my way of what I want to do now. I'm going to go ahead and attach lace all the way around the outside, and then I'm going to encompass all my raw edges. I am going to put quilt batting between so that it'll be a little thicker, and I might go ahead and do like some kind of quilting on it. Um, Simple quilting. It won't be anything complicated. But on the back, I want to put me a little lamb and then just say made by me on the just below it. And this, of course, is my needle pages. You will utilize this side, and this side. So all of it's used. It's layered in here like this, and you will stitch down the middle. Now, I'm not going to stitch through all three of them. I'm just going to stitch through these two, this lining piece and this. That's all I'm going to stitch through, and probably stitch around it. I'll probably do the blanket stitch around there, even though I'm not very good at the blanket stitch. I'll probably do that just around the wool part. So that will be my needle book. I do love it. I think it's really cute. Then I've got a little pair of scissors. I want to try to figure out how to put them in there. If you have any ideas, please share below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And then, of course, there's this little needle here. I don't have to have this little piece of wool, but I thought, well, may as well incorporate it. I have it. So I have that, and they gave us, our two teachers gave us some little yarn, embroidery floss to use. So I have all that, my directions on how to put it together, all here in this little zippered bag. And they've said, you know, you could embroider this bag as well, and it really would lend itself well for that. So that's what I did yesterday, and I had a great time. Really enjoyed that immensely. So thank you, Valerie, for that class. Let's see. Next week I'm going to do the Cocoa Bill dress because I need something for Easter. So it's quick and easy, and the only thing complicated is that front placket. So I'm going to go ahead and make that again. It does fit. It's very slimming. Pluses, pluses. All right, that's it for me. Thank you for joining me. Please like and subscribe, and thank you to all of those who watch me each and every time I release a video. I really, really do appreciate your views, and you're helping me to grow. So thank you so much. Look forward to sharing with you more next week.